these bandits cannot achieve their set objectives fully in any local environment if they do not have some level of support of the natives or locals there.
Committees involved in defense, army, navy, air force, not only to make the case for more spending, but to ensure that when we have appropriated, that monies are used to procure the things we need to enhance the competence of our people.
Regardless of where these bandits are from, they are locally incubated or internationally coordinated, they cannot achieve their set objectives fully in any local environment if they do not have some level of support of the natives or locals there. And so, to weaken them is one of the things that makes it much easier for them to recruit our youth is because of poverty. Hunger is a major vehicle of poverty, violence, and every negativity that obtains today in every society. So all I'm trying to say, in looking for ways to alleviate this problem, we must also talk about the situation that the citizens of this country are in. An average Nigerian citizen is entangled in poverty. Of course, efforts are being made across board by governments to see that solutions or hunger or poverty is adequately taken care of in the country. But much more needs to be done. And if we take care of poverty, of course it will reduce the rate at which these bandits recruit our youth into their activities. So for me, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, as representatives of the people here, we must at all times ensure that we give support, and not only give support, we look for ways and means that Nigerians, the situation of Nigerians will be better cushioned so that they remain focused and, of course, nationalistic in their thinking and conduct.
We have to agree that we too, as senators, could do better through our military oversight functions. Somebody mentioned that we bought the wrong helicopters to Kano or whatever, and that we're supposed to buy gun attack or whatever. What was the role of the Senate oversight function to ensure that we don't just buy equipment, we buy what is appropriate? If the military chiefs have reasons to do differently, the purpose of our oversight is to refocus procurement to coincide with what we believe is most suitable. But my challenge is, can we claim to know better? We not being military people, not having had the opportunity of being trained, we seem to know what ought to be procured, rather what has been procured. For me, the challenge, therefore, is, like someone said, throwing money at a problem doesn't solve it. And in an earlier motion, prayers are added. So I think earlier in the year, I talked about the need for our committees involved in defense, army, navy, air force, not only to make the case for more spending, but to ensure that when we have appropriated, that monies are used to procure the things we need to enhance the competence of our people. Lastly, we should say nothing in these chambers as if to suggest that the army is not doing something. a lot of young men, a lot of officers and men have paid the supreme price fighting Boko Haram and other security and other criminals in different parts of the country. So even in a moment like this, when we are in pain, we are worried about the seemingly endless nature of this challenge, we mustn't fail to acknowledge, because I do know a number of very promising young men, officers and men that have been wasted, I wouldn't say wasted, who have paid the supreme price so that we can be safe. That they have not put an end to it should not make us to make comment that may be demoralizing. We should acknowledge the price they have paid. We should put them in our prayers, and I want us to challenge our Committee on Defense, our Committee on Army and Navy to go beyond procurement and do proper oversighting and refocus the procurement policies of the armed forces. Thank you, Mr. President.
My name is Senator Professor Anthony Ani. I represent Ebonyi South. Mr. President, you said it very well. I was in Maiduguri from 1991 to 2013. And that is why when the issue of security of Borno, anytime it is raised, I feel so much concerned. Now, so many people who have spoken on this motion, I stand to support this motion on its entirety, the purpose and intent. I support all of them. Now, I want to align myself very closely to what Senator Abamoro said. So much discussions on security in Nigeria, so much talks on security. I think we see less of action. Security agencies have done their best, but their best to me is not enough until we secure entirely the country. You see, where there is any security challenge, there will be no development. So long a time, since 2008, the security challenge in Borno has been growing in dimension. Of course, it's one of the things that led me, or that made me to leave Maiduguri. I had to leave Maiduguri because of security challenge. And since that time, it has never abated. And people have been talking about it. Does it mean that the security agencies have no solutions to that? Of course, most of the strategies should not be discussed on this floor. But the security people, the agencies, should know the best approaches they should employ to ensure that this is abated. Doing one thing continuously will lead you to getting the same result over and over again. It is time for them to explore other approaches to see that this thing is curtailed. Now, we have to follow this motion. It shouldn't just end in debate. We should follow it, see to it that what has been put as prayers are actualized. Having said that, I thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. We should give our maximum support to this motion. Thank you.
The last speaker.